Hey everyone, wanted to do a quick update. Haven't shown you a few things. So, from the last time that we talked, I've been driving the ambulance a couple of times, took it out to a local car show, had some people ask some interesting questions about it. Drove it to work once, showed it to one of the guys at work. Some other people wanted to see it too, but it started raining, so we didn't go back out and look at it. Um, Drove to a couple other places. I've been trying to put some miles on it. It's been running really well. Haven't had an issue with it yet, which is good. That was kind of the point, is just put as many miles on it as we can. So, real quickly, I made this table that we can put in here. Let me give you move around here a little bit. Don't mind the bed. It's only messed up because I was crawling back and forth across it to get stuff in here. But this is the table I made. Kind of a custom butcher block countertop type of thing. There, trying to operate the camera one-handed here. And what I did is found this piece of wood at Home Depot that was pretty much already made, and all I had to do was do the finish on it and then add these legs to it. So when we pull it up out of here, these legs will fold up on this little bracket here, and you can see I've got some posts mounted to the bed, and there's 4 pins on the end of the table, and I can pick this table up and shift it one way or the other depending on what we want to do. And then when we're done with it, fold these legs up and it gets tucked down into that hole right there, out of the way. Now right now we've got bungee cords, you can see them on the ground there, that hold it in, and I'm not 100% happy with the stowage of it just yet, but it's a pretty handy little table. We can pick it up, put it right here, so whoever's sitting over here, the table's fairly close to them for eating dinner. If we need a little bit more room, we got more room over here. We pick it up, move it this way. So we got some options. The pins that are on the bed, you can see the wooden blocks back there. Those stay there. So when we pull the table up, see if I can do this without breaking anything. There we go. So they stay there all the time. And then we just set the table up on there, and then it makes it nice and stable and it doesn't go anywhere. Anyway, we wanted to have some way of eating in here and being able to put my laptop in here and work or look up stuff when we're on the road or whatever. Okay, I moved the table and now I got to put it back in its little pen spots there. There we go. Okay. So we tried some TV trays. They didn't really work all that well. We had something mounted to the front of the bed that we could fold up and move over, and it didn't work all that well either. So we elected to go with something that we can literally just physically take out and move. We got a cubby hole down here that we were going to put the stool that I'm sitting on in, but the base of it's too wide. So the table goes in there. I don't know what else is going to fit in there, but we have plenty of storage in there. I'll make another bracket or something to put the table in. We ran into an issue with the vents up front when we went down to Norfolk a couple of weeks ago. The air conditioner works, and it was blowing out the vents right in front of you, right at the front of the dashboard. And somewhere in all the troubles that we were having that weekend working on things, we think we knocked a vacuum line or something loose. So now the blower, the vent, whatever, when you turn it on, it blows. The fan works, but it only blows from the defroster vents underneath the window, not on the vents right in front of you. So we've got to figure out what we've knocked loose so we can get those back blowing on you, because it's nice to have some air. We've got to recharge the air conditioner. It, like I said, it works. It's just not very cold. You can see the system over my shoulder here. It works for the air conditioner. It will not work for the heater. The fan blows, but we ran into an issue when we were working on the fuel system. There's a coolant line that runs from the engine all the way back here to this box, and then a return line from this box all the way back up to the engine radiator, whatever. Well, that line is broken, and it started pouring coolant on us when we were working on other things. So we haven't fixed it yet. What we did is we did a bypass on the section right where it leaves the front of the engine and goes to the ambulance body. We basically just put a return on it right there to go back to the front. So, like bypassing an old heater core, the coolant system runs up front. I imagine the heater will work just fine up front, but there's no coolant actually coming to the back to bring the engine heat back here. Once it gets a little bit cooler, we'll probably take a look at it. It's lowest thing on the priority list because we have the electric heater that we can put back here if we need it. You know, so many other little things to be done. Um, I'm not going to try to climb over the bed with the phone in my hands, but one of the things I did have to do is the door latch on the back doors. It's got the double doors back there. One of them broke, and the one on the other door, the second door, was working, and I had to swap them over. And to swap it over, because it's not just a move it left to right, it's a flip it upside down and reverse some of the bracketry inside. They had to fabricate a few brackets and washers and spacers and linkages and stuff like that. But I got it swapped, so the doors can be open from the outside now. And there's a link to open the other door from the inside, so you just have to reach in and pull it. And then I made a diamond plate cover plate and sealed that so the other latch is, the hole is not there in the door anymore, so it's nice and sealed up so the rain won't get in. But that was an interesting experience trying to flip the latch over and make all the linkages match and add a few other things so that, you know, the doors and the lock system would work properly. So one door cannot be opened from the inside, but the other one can. The other door can only be opened by the outside and not the other one. But since that's not a main thoroughfare, we're not going in and out that door because obviously the bed's in the way. We only open it from the outside to load gear. It's not an issue. It operates really the same way that we've been operating it since we put the bed in here, so I'm not too worried about it. If necessary, I can make something later to put door latches inside and out. I have the door latch assembly for the inside. There's no reason to put it on there. Um, Go make some custom panels to cover that. We'll get to that later. I think that's all I want to cover for today. Like I said, it's been running good. Been driving it around. I plugged it in tonight and put the battery charger back on it. That's kind of why I'm sitting in here looking at things. Um, I went to start it the other day to drive it around, and I hadn't had it plugged in for 3 or 4 days, and it was not happy with me. It started, but it wasn't happy about it. But running it for a little while, it charts it right back up, and it's good to go. So, I think that's all I want to cover for tonight. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, put them below, and we'll talk to you later.